Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Fragrance to Riches. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Monday, well it kind of is when this video goes out anyway. So that means it's Alexandria Fragrances First Impressions Day. So those of you that haven't been following this series, I've got quite a few samples from Alexandria Fragrances. I've resisted the urge to smell them, and then every week I just turn the camera on, spray them and give my first impressions. I'm not comparing them to the original, I'm not doing a full review, I can't tell you how it it dries down in most cases, or even a full review. So this is very kind of quick and crude, and it's just a first impression to kind of give you an indication of what the fragrance smells like, if it's any good, and if it might be worth considering a purchase. If anybody writes any comments below, I might be able to answer some questions if I've given it some more wear-ins since this video is filmed and when it goes up, etc. But anyway, that's the crack. Today's fragrance is Danger Zone. Now this is a clone of Roja Parfums Danger! Now I've never smelled that fragrance, I don't know much about it. I know it's got some of my favourite notes in, which include like vanilla, there's some florals in there, there's some vetiver. But from what I've heard and read, I think it's apparently a very good fragrance that's very versatile, kind of it's the same usability, I think, from what I can see, as sort of Elysium, etc. That it's a bloody good all-round fragrance that's really versatile and it's really will get compliments, and it's a very manly scent. So I don't know much about it. I've not even lifted the cap off this. So let's give this one a go. So just check the arms clear. Here we go. So this is Danger Zone, which is a clone of Roja Parfums Danger! Ooh, okay. Straight away, it's given me a slightly old school kind of sort of dad type scent, just from that little sillage there that I've got. I've not smelt it properly yet, but it just reminds me, just really early on, of a very clean kind of 90s gentleman scent. But again, from as it's drying down there, it seems to be sweetening up slightly. So right, let's give it an actual wave and a smell. Okay, smelling it up close is a little bit different to the sillage. So the sillage has got a slightly kind of, dare I say it, talky balls kind of vibe. It's that. So anybody that's not watched this channel, I use that as a reference to back in the day when my dad used to go on and splash on some old school kind of colognes, like your Brutes and your Old Spices, etc. and just like talc his body. So just the joke is that it reminds me of my dad's talky balls, because it's kind of that old school father dad scent. This is in the opening. Okay, it's drying down a little bit now, but in the opening I get that sort of vibe, and it's very clean from the sillage. But now it's drying down just a touch, it's just settled. I'm not saying it's dried down, but it's just settled a little bit. It's losing some of that light talkiness, which is good. It's getting a little bit richer, a little bit thicker. So I'm just sort of getting an amalgamation of some florals. Now, I'm not great with picking out individual particular florals, particularly white florals. I struggle with, if I'm honest. I know some of the obvious ones, like your lavenders, your irises, etc., rose. So I'm getting a little bit of sort of that lavendery type vibe. As it's settling, I'm not getting too much kind of any sort of citrusy or anything like that really. I'm getting a hint, I think there's vanilla in there, and I'm getting a slight hint of that, and I suspect as it dries down, you'll probably get more of that. Now, what I would say with this fragrance is, this would make a cracking scent for like Father's Day, which is kind of coming up actually. Now, I don't want to kind of write this off as saying this is only for more mature men, because it's not. I think there's a lot of guys, I mean I'm sort of late 30s, so this could kind of work really well. This is a very nice clean office scent, this is very versatile. I think a lot of people could easily get away with wearing this. But I think because it's so safe, I think you could easily buy this as a gift for somebody. So if the original Roja is a bit too expensive, or perhaps they've smelt it, but I think this is a very good fragrance for somebody that likes those sort of older school gentlemanly type fragrances, but it's kind of got some modernness to it as well, with the kind of vanilla that's slowly starting to come through. So it's you know, I'm not writing it off, but I think this is a very safe gift for a dad or a gentleman. And I think the sort of patchouli is coming through a bit more now, so it's going, I'm getting a bit, some of the vanilla, and it's getting a little bit more earthy with it. So it's losing some of that talkiness and starting to get a little bit more kind of a bit richer and a bit earthier. So I think this is a very solid fragrance, but probably more for somebody that likes that style of fragrances, the kind of older sort of fougere style, gentlemanly type fragrances. But maybe you want a bit more of a modern twist on it, or it's really good for a gift for somebody. Would I wear this? Now, I would have no problems wearing it. If I had to go out wearing this and do a full test on it, it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't be conscious of it. I wouldn't not enjoy it. But conversely, if I owned it, I don't think I'd be reaching for it, because there's just others that I prefer. It's not my particular style of scent. I think I'd just reach for some others, but I could totally recommend it. It's certainly getting a little bit earthy and a bit kind of the sort of patchouli, vetiver and earthiness is slowly starting to come through a little bit more now. So yeah, nice scent I can recommend. Not one that I would purchase, but I'd have no problems wearing it, and I think you'd be the same. So and it smells nice. I don't know what the original smells like, but I can imagine, you know, you can't go wrong buying this. It's safe, but it's just not really my style. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you again next week for another First Impressions. Take care, much love.